Alright, now you guys can hear me. Alright, so just playing a little No Man's Sky. This is my permadeath save. And I'm just going to play around with this, getting used to broadcasting my gameplay, so that way when the new Expedition Davidian releases, I'll be ready to broadcast that. I've been playing No Man's Sky for a while. I probably got over 300 hours of gameplay in on No Man's Sky. I notice a lot of people broadcasting who may not seem to know what they're doing. I hope that when you watch me, I at least look like I know what I'm doing. The very first thing I'm going to do is go to my S-Class Cobalt mine. I gotta make sure I'm in my right ship first. Nope, I'm in my Explorer. That's what I'm working around. Let me go get my hauler, my primary ship, and then we'll come back out. Come up here and warp on over to the S-Class Cobalt mine I have. This character is by no means rich, but definitely got enough money that I'm not worried too much about it. But I do like to continue to increase my millions when possible. You never know what you're going to run into that you're going to want to buy. Now, one thing I probably lack in on this game is my ability for base building. I don't really care about pretty bases. I make stuff that's functional, and that's it. Get out of the weather, build yourself, produce a mine, have a place to sell stuff. You know, the useful stuff. I don't put a bunch of furniture around. My in-game character doesn't need to sit down. I mean, sometimes I see a chair and I make him sit down, but really, what's the point? He doesn't get tired standing around. So I'm not much of an artistic player, really, but I am a technical player. See where they decided to park their ship. I haven't put a landing pad here. I probably need to do so. The one is pretty wild. I'm going to see if I can still use my ship while inside here real quick.
Temperature levels stabilizing.
So I'm just moving this to the high capacity cargo area, so that way I have more room for the rest of that cobalt. I don't do the cobalt crashing. I don't feel like I have enough cobalt to adequately crash a market. Use a little bit more space to do that. I probably warp back into the system we were just at. I'm pretty sure I haven't sold any cobalt in the system, so we should get a good price here. I'm just hoping you guys have a lot of fun and learn a lot of things watching my gameplay for No Man's Sky.
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
Wow, there's gonna be a storm on this space station. That's new. Alright, so we're just gonna see what I can get for my cobalt. We got a plus 0.6 demand. That's pretty good. I'll take my 5.5 million and clear out of here.
Units received.
See, now if we went over to the buy and just took a look, that only changed the demand by negative 27.3. If you're really going to crash the market, you would need to sell enough to make it around negative 79 to negative 80. And then once it was negative 79 to negative 80, you would just buy all of that back at a huge discount, including what little they had. So every time you'd be adding a little more cobalt to yourself. And then once you had a full ship, you just crash the economy. You can always do this twice as well if you're doing the crash the economy thing. You got two different economies in each system. You have the space station economy and you have the planet side economy. If you build a trade terminal on your freighter, it trades on the planet side. So you can crash the economy on the space station, fly over to your freighter, use your use the trading thing on there and crash the economy there as well. Now we're going to fly over to my freighter so I can get the switch ships. This is not the ship I used to do anything but hauling cobalt. In this stage, none of my ships are too impressive. This is just a pretty expensive hauler either way because of all the space it has. We're gonna go see about exploring a planet, because what fun is it watching a guy play a permadeath save on No Man's Sky if they won't do anything even remotely dangerous. This is the ship I usually take out for exploring planets. I've got some good shield upgrades and a couple blaster upgrades for if I run into trouble. Alright, we got plenty of space. Time to go collect some resources. tropical planet with aggressive sentinels. Sounds pretty dangerous. We'll go ahead and take the land, and this will be where we gather some resources. On this save, we are in Gilbert dimension. The reason I have a permadeath save is I just wanted to get the trophy for making it to the center of the universe. Now that I've done so, I like to continue to play this save. It's become one of my favorite saves because it's more difficult, and there's an element of risk involved. I have several other saves, so it's also fun to play. A lot of them are actually pretty beefy and tough, a lot tougher than this guy. Oh look, we already got an aggressive sentinel coming and flying over just to look at us. Oh, I'm just gonna disappear. These guys might really be tough. See if we can't shake them fairly easy. Alright, we lost them. Let's take out some of this dihydrogen. The hydrogen is always important to grab when you can. You've got to use it to make fuel for your frigate that you send out on missions. And I would highly recommend doing that. You get a lot of good stuff from that, and you don't have to put in any gameplay for that, really. I mean, you're going to be on planets exploring around anyway. Might as well collect some blue crystals. Look at that thing. Pretty cool. Let's see if I can't put my name on that. Yep. Got my name on that. Get my name on this. I could scan things a lot more often, but I usually don't like getting secondary resources and stuff like that, but I won't be going for any carbon or any ferrite dust or anything like that. I've got plenty of that stuff. Oxygen is always good to have. In a medium refiner or better, you can always take oxygen and condensed carbon and increase your condensed carbon. So just a little tip there, so you don't have to go around mining that stuff all the time. In late game, you can have enough resources that you don't have to go looking for carbon. I ended up with some ferrite dust anyway. So most of the time when I'm on planet, I'm just looking to increase my wealth, really. Find fun things to do. Let's look around here, see what we can get ourselves into. We've got ourselves a mad sentinel again. We'll go over and select. You know, I could really use some nanites anyhow. We'll do a little fighting when they decide they want to get frisky. Where they go? Oh, they're over here. Oh, they heard I was going to attack. Even though I have a ton of condensed carbon, I just can't help grabbing some more when I see it around. So I'll probably, depending on what happens between now and then, go ahead and pick up this condensed carbon right here. Crystal shooting of any color is almost always good. Oh look, there's another patch of the hydrogen as well. Now you see that salvage glass? That is one of the better ways to get nanite. Yeah, this guy, he summons stuff, so if you leave him alone, you'll always stay on the first wave of these guys, and you won't have to fight as hard as him. These guys are pretty smart and use the terrain to their advantage. Wow, that's really impressive. It's flying on the ground, so I can't do anything about it. I would say on a permadeath stage, the most important first upgrade should be to your health, first off, then damage input. Then I like to use the cloaking device to get myself out of trouble when need be. This is a cool looking cave. As long as you continue to pick up these canisters, they'll reload your shield. Alright, which one decided to blast me? We picked up 11 salvaged glass so far. Oh, you're the guy lobbing stuff at me. This guy out. Alright, I'm starting to feel a little bit of the heat. I'm going to go ahead and remove these guys. Now let's see here. We got 13 of these of this salvaged glass. Alright, let's go ahead and summon my ship. Let's go ahead and load that because I don't want to hang around.
Product constructed. Technology recharge.
Now we're going to go to the space station so I can show you how many nanites you can get with just what little bit of signal shards I collect. You can only have 3 signal shards per your exosuit and per your multi-tool, and I don't know if they give any for your starship or not. I can't remember, but if they do, you can only use 3 of them at a time. Here's the 3 I have for here. That one's pretty strong, that one's pretty strong, and that one's pretty strong, so they can be pretty strong. On my multi-tool, I got some pretty decent ones there too. I could probably do a little better on that one.
Warning.
Weird. Uninterested in that at all. go to this guy. See, so I'm gonna get just in that little bit of work right there. I made 3,300 nanites. Basically, I'm gonna double my nanites right now. And like if you came over here, just for example, you can scrap ships here too, but I'm not going to scrap this ship. So you go to upgrade starship here. It's going to ask you how you want to do that. And you can upgrade the class from C to B for 10,000 nanites. I don't have 10,000 nanites yet, but you just seen me make 3,000 pretty quick. I don't typically chase nanites. I guess I could have a lot more if I wanted to. I could just purchase more storage for 4 million as well, which I might consider doing. I kind of like this ship, but at the same time I could just find a better cell ship, a higher class and more storage on it. But it looks pretty cool. I like the solar panels there. Sometimes you get square or boxy ones that don't look as cool to me, but they look alright anyway. Better than flying around in a shuttle anyway. There are some cool shuttles out there. And this character actually had a shuttle as one of his starter ships. So I wouldn't have to fly around in the starter ship. So, aggressive are good for harvesting them. Not so good on the other. Oh, we got all that puppy too. I'll sell that like trading. Yeah, shit. Once you get to this section, your freighter is pretty much customizable, except for back here. I had to stand pretty far back to place those lights that you see there and there and there. I just always feel like this area is pretty dark, but it was still pretty hard to get those lights in there, and they didn't really brighten up the place all that much. But all this area is pretty well customizable. But I try to keep the same basic layout for every one of my freighters. Not exactly the same, but always keep a save point right here and try to end my games at this point every time. My trade terminal is right there. I always keep a first aid station right here. This is really handy. Right now I have maximum health, but you just click on it, and then it doesn't take no time at all, and it'll fill back up for you. So if it did take a bunch of damage, it wouldn't take you very long at all to fill that back up. Back here is where I try to keep all of my all of the tools I might be using. Like I got one base that has a floating farm, or one freighter or one of my saves that turn all of this into a farm. All of this stuff laying around here, you can delete, and you'll actually get resources back for deleting them off of there. You don't have to keep those here. You can expand these panels out with different rooms and stuff like that, But again, I'm not much of a base builder. This planter, it has standing planter, always has carbon. I thought it was pretty cool, so I went ahead and put one there. It seems like the longer you take to collect it, the more carbon it gives you. And those are some large refiners I have. This is where I typically like to put my teleporter. Sometimes it's alright. A lot of people like to just stick it in the hallway over here somewhere. And then I keep all of my storage units. I put them around here. Usually you can get all 10 of them just in this section, down through here and around, and then out of sight, out of mind. And then just because this room looks cool, I always put, once I get it, I always put my exosuit, or what do you call it? Your exocrafts. I always put that right here, so that way I can come and look at it and think, oh look, that looks cool. But that's about it. I always put my command rooms over here. You could fit 4 command rooms. Man, those 2 ships had a bad day. I have to go out there and fix those later. But I always try to send these guys out on missions. So that's just a little tour of the ship right there. Your possibilities are endless. You could even put some of those command rooms down here if you wanted. Or I've got a save where I ran out of room in all this section, and so I came back here and just made a command room over here. A little further to walk to, but okay. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up all of these. See what I get. I always try to choose the longest ones, so that way I get more stuff. And sometimes you can even get frigate upgrade modules. It seems to me that that's the easiest way to get them at this time, even though you don't get them very often. Ever since the point where they added pirates and they changed things you could get while fighting a freighter or pirating, I haven't been able to find any frigate modules that way, but that used to be the easiest way to get them. Let's just do some pirate raids and get them. I'm gonna go ahead and sell the stuff I got. Now, the only thing I don't like about that is anytime they bring up something special like this, a rare item, instead of just putting it in your freighter inventory with everything else, they got to put it in your inventory. I'm going to sell it anyway. It's all it really is good for. Just a little nice payday. They probably put that trove of whatever in my personal inventory as well. Sure enough, they did. trove of tarnished silk, approximately 215 years old. This treasure clearly meant a lot to the people who buried it. Its value in the present day is perhaps more questionable. Anyway, we're going to put that on our freighter. I'm going to do the same with this corded or agricultural pitchfork, which is considerably older. Then we'll go ahead and save. We'll go ahead and sell. That reminds me, after I get done with this, I will save, because you do want to save often in this game. You never know when a glitch might crash the game. Sometimes that happens. And it always seems to happen when when you've really started trusting the game again, and you get a really long time without saving, and poof, you crash. So I just recommend saving frequently. We're going to put this starship storage augmentation into my storage container. I really don't know which starship I want to work on upgrading, or if even any of the ones I have are worth upgrading at this time. My hauler for sure I'll be keeping, and I'll for sure be keeping my explorer. I know it's not the best explorer in the world, but it kind of matches my colors. It's got a little bit of blue, got a little bit of red, and it's mostly black. You can see I've got a little bit of blue, got a little bit of red, and I'm mostly black in this black suit. Got my outlaw cape from the last expedition. The only thing I don't like about it is that you can't change the color of those stripes there. They're not customizable. I forgot to save like I was just telling you. Sell the stuff I just got. for sure doing stuff. So if after you do a live broadcast through YouTube, I'm wondering if it saves that video to YouTube. So if people wanted to watch that in the on YouTube later, could they? There I am. Wow. All right, can you hear me? You can't seem to hear me, can you? Oh, it's a little delayed. That's pretty cool. But now I know it's working, so you don't have to continue watching if you don't want to. See, I told you, even he agrees. Alright, so we are going to finish, we'll finish that later. We'll finish that later. I'm gonna do some exploring on this planet. Maybe get into a fight with some sentinels. We'll use my sail ship. Back to the planet with the aggressive sentinels. They just want to pick a fight with anyone who lands on their planet. This is my permadeath save. So there's always a chance I could just die and my save would be deleted forever. That's why it's so entertaining. Now this is another problem No Man's Sky seems to have. Sometimes it just won't let you land your ship. I've found that if you just do a backflip, eventually it says, oh, okay, I'll land. Oh, you were right, it was clear all along. That was weird. I've never seen that disappear before. Oh, there's some gravitino balls. The sentinels always like it when you take the gravitino balls. I almost fell into a hole. That'd have been a weird way to die real quick. But I'd probably survive that fall. I didn't really realize this was an extreme world. But alright. I guess it's extreme because of the sentinels. Oh, I got a 3-star rating there, or a 3 beacon. They're really going to come after me now. I took all their gravitino balls. Now you either got to shoot these guys quick, or you got to get the healers first, because the healers will come along and take away all your progress. As long as you pick up those drops that they drop, you'll be able to keep your shield up. It's one of the easiest ways to harvest nanites because you get this salvage glass. You'll be able to turn that into illegal upgrades. Oh man, there's a walker. I'm not expecting to fight one of those. Okay, we're going to pick an easier fight. We're going to use my cloaking device to get away from these guys. These guys might be pretty hard to shake. Ran through a dangerous plant. Another one. Obviously they didn't load in time. This cave looks like a good place to shake these sentinels. And they're deactivated. Alright. Now we're just going to explore around until we get ourselves into easier fight. We're not going to go for any Gravitino balls because they're not really worth it. 200,000 units and 80,000. So I got 280,000 units there, and only 2 salvaged glass. Here's an interesting creature. Let's go ahead and put my name on that. I think he's playing possum there. Oh, look at that guy right there. That's an interesting looking creature. He's got a funny head. Alright, I don't really know how many companions I got. Let's take a look here at my companion registry. Currently I only got this crazy looking guy. I think I'm going to go ahead and adopt this guy. To adopt a guy, you're going to need some creature pellets, which takes carbon. Wow, so with this new update, you get 5 creature pellets. Oh, thank you. Now, where'd he go? Just disappeared on me. Well, I'll have to find another one. There he is. So you just go over and interact with him now that you got creature pellets. Alright, so you fed him, then you click on him, and then you can adopt as your companion. You don't get to choose his name, they just tell you what his name is. Then he's your pet. But once they're your pet, you want to give them lots of attention. And even give them a treat or two. He'll get to follow me around on any planets I decide to summon him on. He's pretty funny looking. Let's try to put my name on some of this other stuff. So if anyone comes ever to visit this planet, they'll know who was here. Alright, now, if you ever wanted to visit this planet, I can show you the glyphs to get there. We'll go into photo mode for a moment. And there's the glyphs to get to the system and see this planet if you'd like to do so. I'm not really attached to this system, so there's the glyphs. This planet is pretty neat looking, and if you can handle the aggressive sentinels, you should be fine. Speaking of aggressive sentinels, I have not ran into any of those in a minute. Oh, what are you doing jumping in front of me? That wasn't good. I'm gonna put you away for now. I don't think I can kill you, but if I got in a fight with sentinels, I don't know, maybe they could. There we go, put him away. Now it's always good to shoot these blue rocks. These blue crystals is for dihydrogen. That's how you fuel all your frigates. You can send them out on missions and get free stuff, basically. And this stuff is on every planet you land on. And usually you can't go very far without finding it. Earlier I was on this planet and didn't go this far without running into any sentinels, so this is kind of weird. They must have not liked the butt kicking I gave them earlier. This is a knowledge stone. If you happen to get close to one, go ahead and find a word. Take a look and see how many of the animals I have discovered on this planet. I've got to discover a ground one, a flying one, an underwater, and 3 underwater ones. Okay. I think the flying one said it was diurnal. That basically means it comes out during the day. Doesn't seem like I'm near any of the lakes right now. There's a facility over there. Let's take a look and see what's over there. Oh, I have not scanned that. Oh, I missed. It's going to be hard to catch. I got it. There's the ground one I was going to have trouble finding. Sure what this building is. I think it probably has one of those puzzles. I'm not very good at the puzzles. I usually just take a guess and I'm usually wrong. Yeah, that's what's going on here. You can also Google the answer and it'll tell you if you want to go through all that. think it's either going to be the 353 or the 392. I usually pick high and I'm wrong. Let's pick low this time. Oh, nope, I should have picked high. Here you can learn a word. Here you can pick up a navigational data if it will let you. I think I already collected that when I worked in. This will give you units.
Units received.
And that will give you nails. Then it's just a matter of... Oh, we got pirates coming here. Let's go ahead and make the pirates pay for making me have some. You can also just hide underground from these guys if you want, but I'm sure that'd be a pretty boring broadcast for you guys if I did. Upgrade the guns a whole lot. I've got one S-class upgrade to my photon cannon. I didn't have any trouble shooting these guys. They gave me a bunch of money for doing that. Oh look, and they gave me some free parking. So I'll go ahead and land back on the planet here. There might have been something else to do. There is something else to do here. You can always come over to here. This is a save point, and it's also a sector of the planet that you get to discover if someone hasn't beat you there already. You always get a navigational data as well, and these things will let you call your starship for one navigational data. Oh, here we go. We finally are getting bombarded by an aggressive sentinel. Let's go ahead and show him what's up. Now, my multi-tool, it is pretty upgraded. As you can see, I got 3 upgrades for the scatter blaster and 3 upgrades for my pulse spitter, plus these forbidden upgrades as well. And when you're fighting this guy right here that I'm pointing at, he's going to summon more stuff. So as long as you don't take him out, you're going to stay on the first level of defense. So when you're wanting to farm nanites, you're going to want to leave that guy there. If you don't kill these guys fast enough, the healer's going to come along and start healing them back up. As long as you pick up enough of these things, it'll keep recharging your shields. almost out of ammo. I'm just gonna come over here. Build some more real quick. Getting pretty low on my shielding here. See if I can avoid some fire while I build my shield up. And again, this is my permadeath save, so if I die, save gets deleted. Sometimes you can just power through that healing they do to them. They do. So right now, we got 15 of these salvaged glass. That should be plenty to make at least 4,000 nanites. Just a few minutes. Sometimes if you botch the attack, those killers are just gonna come along and kill the guys and kill them back up. And my shield's almost gone again. I'm gonna go ahead and see this combat. Now, when playing a permadeath save, you never want to fall too far, so make sure you use your jetpacks wisely. Do a little melee attack to shoot yourself forward if you like. Sitting over there. I'll go ahead and go over here. Get away from him. And then I'm going to call my ship, land on my freighter, and end the broadcast. Oh wait, before I end the broadcast, I will show you, I will go to the space station and show you what to do with the salvage glass. Let's load our launchers. This thing's got automatic fuelers, but I'm on a dangerous planet and don't want to wait for them to automatically fill for me. So I'll just use a little bit of resources and fill it up.
Technology recharge.
So you can go to any of these guys to sell your stuff, but first you gotta process it into something that's usable. Make make sure I have enough room. I'm gonna move some stuff over to cargo. I put that in the wrong spot. Need these creature pellets right now. I'll just get rid of them. And then we'll extract components. So you just hold down square if you're playing on PlayStation, and you'll get other things, but a lot of times you'll get these Sentinel exosuit and Sentinel weapon shards, and that's what we're looking for the nanites. This time I'm not getting very many of the exosuit shards. So this time it wasn't a very good payout, but we still got 4 of them, so we'll get a good amount of nanites from that. Come over to one of these vendors. And then look right there, 1,881 nanites. Now if I got more of those upgrade fragments, I would have made a lot more. Earlier I had 11 of these shards, and I got enough of them to get over 3,000 nanites in one go. And then you need a lot of nanites if you're intending to upgrade your equipment classes. Most of my stuff on this save is C class. It's going to take a while to upgrade it all the way to S class, and it's going to take a lot of time. But anyway, that's about the end of the broadcast. Now I'm just going to fly over to my capital ship, land, save, call it there. I always try to save there on my capital. You want to save frequently in this game, because you never know when you might get a special. Alright, so that's going to do it for No Man's Sky. I'm frogslayer1981, signing off till next time. Have a great day.